year 4 of the Bart Lundy era, which also means year 4 of the opportunity to win 20 or more games for the 4th year in a row for the first time since the glory days of Joey Tucker back there. So very excited about the season. Talking about a team last year that led the nation in fast break points per game based on Saturday's exhibition where we scored 40 fast break points. I'm assuming we'll see a lot of that again this year. Preseason prognostications, a lot of them had us at or near the top of the list, including the Horizon League, number 1 in the preseason poll again this year for the 2nd straight year. The players that we have here today, we have returners Faison and D'Lo are here, and then Mar-a-Lago's here. First team preseason All-League, and Faison was 2nd team preseason All-League, and D'Lo would have been, but he didn't stay healthy last year, so he'll force his way onto one of the All-League teams this year if he stays healthy. Season starts Monday as well, at home. Excited about the schedule. It's one of the best schedules I've seen in all my years here, at Texas Tech, at Indiana, at Akron, at Indiana, did I say that? And home against Indiana State. So it'll be interesting to see how that all pans out. But otherwise, I will turn it over to Coach Bart Lundy for an opening statement, and then we'll go from there.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate everybody being here. We are knee-deep in this. We've been going with this group since June, and I'm excited about the group. If you leave here today with one overriding nugget, it is that this is going to be the most exciting group that we've had, and we've had some exciting groups. They're not only really good players, but the highest character team by far. We've got a bunch of guys that are willing to sacrifice, a bunch of guys that are here for the right reasons, real, true scholar athletes. Would you say that's right, Amar?
Yeah.
Yeah, would too. And I am personally hugely excited about coaching this team. Every day, today was Monday after a day off, and might be the best Monday practice I've seen in a long, long time. And we have a lot of high energy practices. Today was off the charts. So I'm excited. Our fan base should be excited. And we've got a lot of good things we can talk about with the roster. You left out, we do play Wisconsin this year.
Oh, I did. I forget that they finally agreed to play us again.
Yeah. So we've got a really good schedule, a challenging schedule. So it's going to be a little more difficult to win those 20. We've won I think 7 non-conference games each of the last 2 years. To get to 20, you got to win early before the conference season starts, and then hopefully squeeze out some postseason wins, which we did not do last year. But it's hard to win 20 games, so no pressure there, Chris. Thank you. But that's not our goal. Our goal is not to win 20 games. I think we've established that we're a good team. We're a good program. It's time for this university to head to the NCAA tournament. So that's our North Star, and we haven't reached that. So we don't want to pat ourselves on the back for things we haven't done. So there's still a lot to accomplish, and I feel great that this is the group that gives us the best chance to get positioned to do that.
Awesome. Questions for Coach or for the players? Kurt.
Or when you have to redo the puzzle, as you kind of have to do in this sphere of college basketball now, could you take us through how you would summarize, how you reshuffle the deck a little bit, or maybe a lot of it, for the team, how it looks different, how you guys might play different, all that?
Yeah, so it's. I would like to tell you that you can predict the things that will happen. I think you can predict that Jamichael Stillwell was going to have opportunities. I think we knew that in November last year, and we managed that. Then, we probably thought Themis would be back once he got that year, but he got opportunities as well, which was fine. Really happy for those guys, Lyric Davis as well. So we had some guys that moved on, but if you look at the landscape of college basketball, having 7 returners That's the most in the Horizon League, and if you look across mid-major basketball, be hard-pressed to find a team that's got that many returners. So a lot of new guys. And we had signed, we had signed Tate, Stevie, and Josh early. So we had signed 3 early. And so really we were in a pretty good position last spring to be able to fill gaps that we needed. Saku was my favorite player since I came back here to Milwaukee in the high school realm here in the state. And then when he became available, we actually got the commitment, I think, before a lot of people even knew. He had hit the portal, and we had him over here. I don't know if it was the same day or the next day, but we circled the wagons, and we're very fortunate to have him. Amar had been just down the road. I think if you look for the second year in a row, we have the most Wisconsin kids of any Division I in the state on our squad. And Amar is from just across the Illinois border. But is it fair to say you played a lot of basketball in Milwaukee?
Yeah, it's fair to say that.
Fair to say that. So we had recruited Amar in junior college. He was the National Junior College Player of the Year, and he went out, tried to get some sun in California. But got to know not only Amar but his grandfather, who has since passed. And I think Amar wanted to be here. I wanted Amar to be here, and I think more importantly, his grandfather wanted him to be here. So things work out the way they should. And then once we knew that Themis was going to leave, we were at the junior college national championships, and I saw Daytona State play with Jake Williams, and saw a kid named Isaiah Dorcius play, and he it's one of those things where when you see it, a guy that's perfect fit for your program. And I got one point during the game, the first game I had seen him play, I looked at Jake and I said, I don't care what we got to do, I want that one. And we don't recruit a lot of guys. It's not like we mass recruit. I won't say how we characterize it. But when we see somebody we like, we go after them, and we spend all our time trying to get that guy. And fortunate for us, Isaiah was, in my opinion, being under-recruited, and he's a perfect fit. Those 2 freshmen that we signed early, Josh and Stevie, I don't know how many of you were at our exhibition, but if you didn't look at those 2 freshmen and go, wow, they're good players, but boy, are they fearless. So I think we could turn the lights on the championship game of the Horizon League right now, and those guys would step in and not be freshmen. They are absolutely fearless, and I love those guys. And then we felt like we didn't have enough shooting last year. We didn't have enough scoring, and Seth Hubbard was in the portal, and Seth is a 1,000-point scorer in the MAC, and we just thought that with his size and his ability, he had a kind of a rocky road last year. Things hadn't worked out, but we knew his character and we knew his background. He's from a hoops family, and we just saw something in Seth that for his last year, kind of like Amar, we thought he was a perfect fit for what we were doing. So we've got a lot of really good newcomers. So I don't know if I'm meandering a little bit, but to answer the question, we went and we got the pieces that we needed, but they were all great kids, and they were high character guys. I think in this era of the portal and the NIL, the one thing that we have said as a staff is that we want to go get guys that are that want to be here and that have high character, because if you fail on those 2 things, then they're gone. Some will be gone no matter what, But if you fail in those two things, they're going to be gone. And I think we have lived kind of a philosophy where if you have good players, you can win games. But to win championships, you got to have really high character. And I didn't think our selflessness on the last couple teams, we were good teams, but we weren't elite teams. I think we've corrected that. I think this team can be elite. And even if we're not, this is a group that I want to go to war with every single night. And our fans will want to cheer for every single night because of who they are. And Milwaukee, if they're not already proud of this team, they soon will be, because they're a pretty special group.
I have a question for you, Amar. This is your first experience of Coach's Welcome Week, the boot camp. What was your experience like with that?
I ain't never did boot camp on any team I've been on. It was definitely a different experience, but I'll say it was pretty hard. I wouldn't tell anybody it's easy, but you're gonna get through it though.
Thank you.
For D'Lo or Faison, just coach talks about buying in and having 7 returners in the team. Just what about his program and coach went through the decision to come back, and why was this place important to you?
You guys both take that one.
I would say just, the factor of the whole coaching staff and everyone believing in me, even sometimes when I doubt myself, that they have your back no matter what. So them believing in me and my team believing in me, it makes me want to stay here and be a part of something that could really be great.
Yeah, just kind of building off that. I was at 2 other schools before this, so I've just kind of been around and seen a lot of things, and this coaching staff really bought into me, so kind of just giving the same thing back. And then it's just a huge family atmosphere. I know that they want the best for me, and I just want to win games here and, go back to the tournament.
Amar, what do you think that you bring to the table as a new guy here? People aren't so familiar with your game.
I think I bring a lot to the table. Definitely scoring. That's probably my biggest thing. But I think I just bring a lot of energy, make the guys, everybody have fun, everybody play well together. I think I could be a glue guy. I think I could bring whatever to the table any night. It doesn't matter if I'm impacting on scoring or his defense. I'm just going to make big plays, and there's going to be a lot of excitement.
All right, you mentioned you got the most, Wisconsin guys here, but a lot of it is coming back. Sort of, how do you go about trying to get guys the first time around versus bringing them when they want to come home?
Well, you got to have the right guys that want to come here the first time. And I think the relationships that we had with the guys that came back started the first time. The biggest mistake I could make, in my opinion, is taking the wrong guys the first time. So if we can get the right guys the first time, we will. But sometimes it's going to be bounce back. And I do think this is a compliment to our city. When they leave, a lot of the kids in Milwaukee think, well, I want to get out of Milwaukee. But when they leave and they go somewhere else, they start to realize, I was in a pretty good place. And that makes them want to come back. And we just have to be there at the right moment and be involved with the right people. And we're trying to do that. No, this is just year 4, and I think it's been getting better every year. Eventually we'll land one of those really good first-timers. But if not, we'll take the Joe Tuckers of the world. And they'll learn their lesson and come back, right, Joe? Yeah.
Can I follow up, D'Lo, with you? What did you learn about the city by being away?
The big thing was I really just kind of miss my family. That's a huge thing for me. So just being able to come back and see them all the time, whenever. And then just being able, because Jose coached me when I was playing AAU, so having that relationship with him, and then getting to know the rest of the coaching staff, and then everybody just brought me in with very open arms. And then, yeah, it was just a great experience getting back here. So
do you feel like going away, you kind of got to do that maybe when you're kid, but you realize what you gave up?
Somewhat.
What you missed?
Yeah, somewhat. But I'm pretty sure when I committed already, were you here? I don't think you were here either. When I
you were in
committed in
high
high
school?
school.
No.
No, when I signed, I don't think it was the old coaching staff. So, I mean, going away was nice. I mean, it gave me some experiences. But there's nothing like home. I've missed it, and I'm just glad to be back.
Thanks.
Coach, just looking at the schedule, just first time that the Badgers on the schedule in 6 years, so what's the excitement level for that game?
I think it's huge for our players and our fans, especially the ones from Wisconsin. It's first, I'd really like to thank Coach Gard because he didn't have to play the game, and I personally would like to see all of us play. There's only 4 Division I's. I think people in the state to promote basketball in the state, that needs to happen. So I would love to see, Marquette. It doesn't have to be every year, but every other year, every third year, let's play. And I know I'm probably asking to get my butt kicked, but that's okay too. We want to play these games, so they didn't have to play it. But our RPI, recently has been high enough that we're a good game for them. Not going to hurt them in the tournament. In the selection Sunday. Amanda's on the women's. She's the head of the women's committee, so I'm sure she could vouch for that. So let's play. It's not the ideal time. So they called and said we can play December 30th. So we play the 29th against Fort Wayne, and we'll have a 2-hour prep for Wisconsin, and then 2 days later we play at Wright State. So it wasn't a convenient time for us, but we'll take the game whenever we can get it because it's good. It's good for our program. It's good for the state, and I'd love to see more of it.
Scott.
Coach, can you speak to the non-conference schedule, what you wanted to accomplish? I mean, like Zill said at the top, it's as solid, great, stellar as it's been in a long, long time. Do you feel like you got what you wanted out of it? What did you set out to do by putting it all together?
Well, there are times I look at it and go, who did this to us? But we can't. Mike's back there. I can blame Mike, but no, we wanted to challenge. We wanted. It's hard to turn down the higher profile games. I think as the program has gotten, the reputation of our program has gotten better. We have gotten better opportunities with better opponents. And I think moving forward, if we can continue to grow and be an elite mid-major program, it's going to be like this every year. I'd like to say there was, again, we definitely have a philosophy and goals in mind for the schedule, but we also have to take what's given to us. We didn't Texas Tech for 4 months, needed games, and wouldn't even talk to us. And then one day they couldn't find anybody else. And so now we got Indiana, and 2 days later Texas Tech. Not ideal, but, it's a challenge. I think these guys are ready for it. The great thing is we've got Wofford, who went to the tournament. We've got South Dakota State in Fiserv, who went to the tournament. We've got Akron, who we beat last year, who's going to want to kill us, but they went undefeated in the MAC. So not only those high-level opponents, but the mid-major opponent, Indiana State, who Coach Schertz, who was there, was my former assistant, has since moved to St. Louis, but they've had a lot of recent success. So it's top to bottom, it's really challenging. It's a really good schedule.
Bart, this is a 10,000-foot view question, but where do you view the state of mid-major college basketball at in this landscape of college basketball?
That's loaded. I think it is. It has new challenges, but as Amanda tells me all the time, when you have challenges, you also have opportunities. So the opportunities are that if you can stay cutting edge and You can take advantage of the portal and all the things that are happening in college basketball. You can be kind of sneaky, and everybody talks about, well, mid-majors can't make a run anymore because you don't have these four-year guys. Well, the high majors don't have four-year guys either. So I do think there's opportunity there, and I don't buy into the fact that, or the argument that you won't see the Cinderellas. I don't believe that. I think we've got 7 returners. Honestly, D'Lo, nobody in our league has any idea how good D'Lo is because he was hurt last year, and he doesn't probably have the track record so far in his career that he would want. But this guy to my left, hey, he's one of the best players not only in this league but in the country, and nobody knows that. So there are opportunities, and we can go into a lot of things. I think it's a challenging time for mid-majors because of the money, but it's challenging for everybody. There's opportunities. You got Joa sitting over there who I owe my right arm to because he helped us along this path, and we've figured out a way to get this done. And Amanda, we've got great alignment in our university from the chancellor to Amanda to me with the challenges. So, if you're a Milwaukee fan, you should be excited about what's happening in mid-major basketball.
If I could offer a follow-up to that, to Faison. He mentioned D'Lo in that answer. We've seen a little bit of how his game can be different and the challenges that it can present for opponents from going up against him for the last couple of years. What do you see that he can bring to the floor this year?
I feel like he's a really, really versatile player. Like Coach said, he really hasn't been the healthiest, but I think he's a really good player. He could change, stretch the floor, do a lot of different things that a lot of people haven't seen. So I think it's going to bring a different aspect to our team, and just for him to be able to showcase what he's capable of doing, it's going to be really good for the team.
Joel. For the players, what is something that you guys wanted to improve on for really all the players? What is something you guys wanted to improve on from last season, and really how did you guys chase that goal in the offseason?
I mean, for me, a big thing was kind of like we talked about it the other day in practice, is celebrating everyone's success. So last year, sometimes it would just go rocky between players, but this year, just stay together. Like, we had so much talent last year, but we drift apart throughout games sometimes, and we just kind of blow up. So I think this group is so tight-knit, and we do a lot together. We like hanging out with each other. Like, everything is very tight. So I just feel like that's the biggest thing that we changed throughout the year. And I think it's great, and it's a recipe for success.
I'll definitely agree with what D'Lo said, but for me personally, I would say is like my leadership, trying to be able to lead these guys, whether it's verbal or just like lead by example. Just help them understand and get better.
They also try to improve their fishing, Joe. Yeah, bunch of big fishermen.
I know I wasn't here last year, but yeah, I'll say we definitely built a family. We do a lot of things outside of basketball. We try to make sure we just keep building closer bonds with each other, so we know when the difficult games come around, we all gonna stay close together.
Coach, what would you say a successful season would look like beyond the wins and the losses?
All 3 of these guys stay healthy. That's success. I think at this point, we need to I don't really base everything on this, but there's no reason to dance around it. Like, we need to win some championships. I want to win a regular season championship, and we want this university and these guys and the city to go to the NCAA tournament. People talk about Joa's era, where Wisconsin, Marquette, and Milwaukee all went the same year and had success. There's no reason that we can't make that where our North Star is. And we don't talk about it a lot, but for me to bring it up is unusual. But I think we have that group. We've been building toward that. So, and that doesn't put pressure on us. It's just what it is. We need to go to the NCAA tournament. I need Amanda to be celebrating, crying, right? Crying, yeah. Joe to be out there at midcourt, leading the charge.
Time for a couple more yet? Yeah.
For the players, you guys have heard them say North Star a couple of times for the tournament. How do you stay locked into the day-by-day things that you need to do over the next 4 months and not just be thinking about that 1 week in early March at the Horizon tournament?
I think we just got to focus on the fact that that's how we get there. We got to build day by day to get there, because if we take a day off, then somebody else passes us up. So, I mean, the North Star, but I just feel like for us as players, we talk about it all the time, and it's just we need to get there. Like, it's not a negotiable this year. We need to get there.
Scott, was that a coach speak question?
Anybody else want to answer that one?
Joe's got it.
This one's for D'Lo and Coach. D'Lo, you got to compete against Michael Stillwell in practice last year, both kind of competing at the same spot. Bart, I'm curious to know, what was it like seeing those guys go against each other, and D'Lo, how did that prepare you for this season?
Strong dude. Yeah, it was fun going against J. Mike. Obviously, I missed a lot of time, so trying to get back in shape with J. Mike was terrible. It was awful because he'd just be running, and I was gassed and I was kind of dying a little bit. But it was fun. Me and him obviously play very differently, but he's prepared me for a lot, like a level of physicality and rebounding and stuff like that. So that's my guy, and I'm happy to be able to compete against him last year.
Yeah, he say whatever about JaMichael's game, but he brought it every day in practice, and he's just kind of a ball of fury, especially when the ball goes up. So I would say that D'Lo learned to box out better. But no, if we had both of those guys, and you can throw Aaron Franklin in there as well, if we had been healthy, Faison be healthy all year last year, we're a different team. But I think the thing about losing D'Lo and JaMichael, they're so different. You can play them together, and D'Lo could play point guard if we wanted him to play point guard tomorrow. He wouldn't like the zigzag game. But he's skilled. He's that skilled. So, that's kind of what we missed last year. Is we became a really tough team and a kind of a blunt force object, but didn't have a lot of finesse and skill. I mean, finesse in the best way, yeah. But a lot of skill. And with the whole team, we would have had both. We just never got that healthy.
Coach, each of your first three years, rebounding has been a big part, I think, each year with a largely different group. Different pieces are some of the highest rebounding totals in program history, doing it different ways. Is that still something you expect out of this group? You alluded to earlier, needed more shooting, needed more offense. Some might think, well, that means you want more here, so you maybe bring that down a little bit. How would you describe what you want on the glass this year with the added offense?
Well, I think that everyone in our program understands that you can't lead the country in fast break points if you're giving up second shots and baskets. So not only rebounding but defense. When we get and I can give you, I know you want numbers on all this, but we have specific numbers where we call it a clean stop, where you make the other team shoot, you contest it, and there's no offensive rebound, they miss, and you get a clean rebound. So a clean stop. Our fast break points off of clean stops are crazy good. So the first thing that has to happen in order to play offense fast is that you have to get rebounds. And then a large component of, I I'm not really smart enough to have tricky plays. So we try not to turn it over, and we try to get it on the rim. And the last part of our offense is to chase the rebound and to have guys get back, right? Mar's getting really good at getting back. He's a get-back guy. Get-back guy. So just like you would work on setting a screen, the last part of our offense is always chase the rebound. And that's more important than whatever play we ran. So the two ends, if you want to play fast, you got a defensive rebound. And then the last part of our, I didn't mean to get in a coach's clinic here, but the last part of our offense, the very elementary school offense that we install, is we go chase whatever bad shot Amar took. So we can throw it back to him and he can take another one. So the combination of the two lead to really high rebound numbers. So nothing will change with that.
Time's wrapping up here, so just time for one more. Joe?
Hi, Coach. I know we're here on Media Day and looking forward to this season. Obviously, I'm very excited for the season. Can you tell me something that you're most proud of in your 3 years prior of coming to Milwaukee, or being at Milwaukee?
Well, that's a deep one. I would say that reestablishing the pride in the program. I think we have all seen it, where you go in a room and people aren't just gonna tell you they're a Marquette fan. You know, now these 100,000 graduates that live around the city are starting to thump their chest and say, you know, I'm proud of that Milwaukee basketball team and I'm proud of that university. And that's to me, that's the biggest reason to go to the tournament, is that if we can motivate and make this community proud to be graduates, because there's a lot of them, I think that's why we're here. And obviously we want to, we're what everybody kind of sees first about the university, and we want to represent that the right way. But I think we brought that pride back, and I hope you feel that. We just want to make one more step. So I hesitate to tell you that that we're there yet, you know, in doing what I would be proud of, because we're not yet, but we will be. We will be. Dave, you had one more.
Yeah, just the other senior Milwaukee guy who's back is Levis. What can you say about him? What do you expect, or what do you hope? What's success for him this year?
I think, and Johnny could have been up here as well. I think Johnny's playing at a level of efficiency and confidence that maybe he didn't even know he had at this point. I think people are going to look at John Lovelace and go, wow, that's the same guy. He is guarding, he is making threes, he's on the glass relentlessly. John's going to have a great year, and I think he's gonna shock people too, kind of like D'Lo. You know, they're gonna go, wow, you know, where are these guys? Where were these guys? And they've always been here, but I think D'Lo, with his confidence, and he's really done a great job with his conditioning and his strength and his health. Johnny, the same thing. Like, he lives in the gym, and he's ready to take off. So it's a great question. I'm glad you brought it up. Johnny Lovelace is going to explode this year.